What happens when analysts aren't able to do NPV or CBA for the economic case due to the lack of evidence at OBC or FBC stage?
Okay, so what you should always line up in any business case is your assumptions. And if you then need to make assumptions because analysts aren't able to, or because there isn't enough or sufficient evidence, then what you need to do is go back to basics and actually make an assumption yourselves. Okay, and there's no reason why you can't run your assumptions past someone else, you know, and ask them, do you think this is a valid assumption? Or you can put a risk sort of basis alongside it, you know, a margin for error alongside some of your assumptions. So you can say, well, my assumption is this. However, if there is a 20% margin either way, it could be this or it could be this.
Thank you, Bill. I mean, of course, you have highlighted some of the cases where projects have overrun and not really showing value for money. At the beginning of the presentation, you did say the project success rate is 28%. Now, Sue have asked actually, what are the projects that did meet, delivered on time, within the cost and within the scope as well? Like, I think it'd be useful to know kind of what are the successful cases out there.
Okay, well, there's a couple of successful IT cases in the mix. When you have a little look at driver and vehicle licensing agency, for example, some of the projects that they worked on, the DVLA have worked on, have delivered really well, very well, in fact. So some of those sort of agencies have done that. The other thing as well is when you have a look at some of the sort of building contracts that we've done for roads and bypasses and stuff like that, once we've actually spun them up and started, some of those have been really well delivered. Because we've got the experience of doing it, we've got the knowledge of doing it, we've got the history of doing it, and we know what those phases are. So those work breakdowns are already there. So quite often, this is about actually learning from other projects. So look at other projects that have done well, or even look at other projects that haven't done well and learn those lessons. So something that will give you a baseline that you can actually manage your own sort of business case and your own project against.
Yeah, I think that's what Stu is trying to get at, is how can, if you want to know about a good business case, can they approach them knowing who did a really good business case, they can learn from them. Yeah. And is there actually anywhere that these business case would be kind of available for other public sector colleagues to see and like good examples that like share on like a public domain that's available for other public sector colleagues to see?
Yeah, so there are some good examples. If you have a little look at the NAO's website, quite often the NAO will produce good examples and good case studies. Cabinet Office often do that as well. So I think in the Green Book, actually at the back of the Green Book, there is a reference list that has a number of projects indicated. And throughout the Green Book, they will talk about best practice. So if you look up best practice for projects in the public sector, you'll probably get direct to the Green Book and NAO as well, because they have a list of things that have worked really quite well.